Yeah, so we're gonna talk about these trailers. What did you say was going on this week where all these trailers dropped? Was it like some kind of
Yeah,
big
it's down
thing?
in Brazil, CCXP. It's I
Oh,
guess it's another like a big Comic Con that is actually grown in size. So you have your San Diego's, you have your Chicago's, your New
yeah.
York's, and apparently this Brazilian one has gotten to the point where they start releasing big information there as well.
Well, that's fun. We're gonna start out with the Indiana Jones trailer here. See how we like this, and we're gonna talk a little bit about each one of these as we go. You ready
There
to
we
dive in?
Let's roll.
You got
I
audio?
miss the desert. I miss the sea. And I miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps, perhaps not.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen things I can't explain. And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe. It's how hard you believe it.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
Get back.
I'm gonna default to you.
I'm a bigger fan of the franchise than you are.
Yes.
Um, okay. Well, I'm a little torn because it's like it gives me, the warm and fuzzies to see Harrison Ford put on that hat again and crack the whip, and like that's fun for me. Like the sound design, like that's cool stuff. What I was hoping that we would kind of move beyond is the Indy jumping on a horse and being dragged by cars and like all the action adventure stuff that a 35-year-old Harrison Ford that made sense for,
Yeah.
but I don't know, a guy in his 70s becomes increasingly like, come on. Come on, guys.
I dude, that trailer did nothing.
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing for me. I'm watching it, and I watched it when it first came out when we talked about doing it, and then watching it now, it's
right.
like even when like I watch people's reactions to it, they're like, "See if you can find this," or "This took place," or "Did you see the nod to the Millennium Falcon?"
No. No,
If
I
you
mean, stuff
watch
was
it
going
back,
by pretty fast.
yeah, there was a scene where it's like a cockpit they're in, and it looks like they're like almost in like hyperspeed.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a clear nod to the Millennium Falcon in it, but I was like, "This isn't necessary." That was the first thing that came to mind when it was going. I was like, "Is this truly necessary to do?" And
Right.
my thought is no. I feel like it's being forced because he doesn't want anyone else to play the role of Indy.
Well, I mean, is it that or is it just like has Harrison Ford exclusively said nobody else should play Indiana Jones?
I think he came out and said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his character, and once he's done playing that character, no one should play that character beyond him.
Honestly, I agree with him. Like, I feel like it's very I don't know, that is Harrison Ford. And we've already tried replacing Harrison Ford in a Harrison Ford role with Han Solo. You see how well
but
that did.
but how is this character any different than say Bond? When there's been a Bond every so many decades.
It's not, but only because we're so used to that. I mean, we've had almost 60 years of them interchanging the Bond role every decade or so. So it's like that's something we're used to. And this, honestly, I don't think the character of Indiana Jones has the kind of longevity. This is very fine. You can't put Indiana Jones in the modern era. You know what I mean? Like there's one timeline.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones fighting Nazis and collecting artifacts and being a professor in the 30s, 40s, 50s. That makes sense. That's what that character is. Bond is in always kind of updated for the modern times, right? And that's
Okay.
not what's going to happen with this character. So And I don't think you can keep making 12 more movies about adventures that happened in the 40s and 50s. Like, I think it's a very finite thing. But you're right. This is not a necessary sequel. I just think that Disney had the property under Lucasfilm. And it's like they're just struggling to like, because Lucasfilm, what is Star Wars? Star
Yeah.
Wars, and then a distant second is Indiana Jones, and then a way distant third is Willow. And other stuff that Lucasfilm as a production company's made. I mean, not much. So
Oh,
it's
I
like,
wouldn't even put Willow in the running. I mean, Willow's
yeah.
a blue ribbon. Thank you for participating with those
Well,
two.
we'll talk about that. We'll get to that point in the show.
Oh, I
But
didn't
yeah,
leak a little information, did I?
yeah. Look, like I said, I mean, I've not watched any of these trailers yet. I do like the feeling, the score. Like I was way into those first three movies. I kind of hated Crystal Skull. We'll see how this one shakes out. I don't know.
There we go. Yeah. So we got a thumbs, a kind of up from you.
I'm
A
like
thumbs.
thumbs
Oh, you got
barely
more of
up.
a sideways. Okay, I'm more of like a kind of not quite completely down, but more like a almost.
Yeah, if I'm diagonal this way, you're diagonal this way.
Yeah, mine's more like kind of like when you flush the toilet and it gets stuck. It's kind of there.
That sounds worse than I think you're meaning. All right. Let's dive in. Should we get into Guardians of the Galaxy here?
Let's go to Guardians. Yeah.
Let's do it.
We were gone for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians. Hello, we come in peace. Come on, Drax. Seriously, dude?
No!
Don't forget where we came from.
We
Yes,
have
they
been
look like
running
Among Us.
our whole lives.
Pete, I'm done running. We'll all fly away together. One last time. Into the forever. That beautiful sky. We
And we'll kill anyone who gets in our way.
No, not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Making it sad.
I love Drax. Drax is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite characters. But dude, I'm not. Maybe it's just I'm not feeling this one truly either.
Okay.
There's some good moments in there, like when Drax picked up the ball and drilled that little girl in the face with it. That was funny. I mean, I would be the one that laughs at that. It's appropriate for me.
Right.
But like seeing it the second time now, I pick up on some things that other people were saying. Like, are we going to see Rocket die? Are we going to lose? Our character's going to die. 'Cause this is the end of this run of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is it.
and apparently there's Guardians beyond beyond this group. So how's this group going to end? Are they going to fly off by themselves? Rocket said he's done running, and the way they're setting it up is like Rocket's going to die, which is going to be. I don't know if I can handle that. Rocket's awesome, but I mean, if Quill died, so be it. I don't care. What the hell's with Gamora? Last time I checked, she was chucked off a mountain.
No, last time you checked, her clone came, or not her clone, but her time. Remember, she was in the Avengers Endgame because the way Thanos, you'd have to revisit that, I think. Remember, she kneed him in the nuts. She was like, "This is the guy I fall for." And anyway, I'm not going to recap the entire scene of Avengers.
It's just I was confused and lost, and
This Gamora is a different timeline Gamora, the one that was still with Thanos.
That's right. Yes. No,
Yeah.
I do remember that now. But
Okay.
the
Real
thing is,
quick aside, Christopher says Willow over Indiana Jones. Christopher, I love you, but I hardly disagree. So I hardly disagree. Well, look, here's the thing with this trailer that I liked. It's honestly, it's okay if I get more of the same with the Guardians franchise because I've loved the first two so far, and I love James Gunn's style. He did this with Peacemaker too. You and I covered Peacemaker.
oh,
We're
we
a
love
huge fan
Peacemaker.
of Can't wait for season 2. James Gunn has a way of making like silly, goofy characters funny and kind of like edgy. And there's like humor there, but there's also like a lot of heart, a lot of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think would be in a franchise. He did the same thing with Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And he kind of did the same thing with his version of the Suicide Squad too. And he's taking over the DC
Yeah.
cinematic, which I'm
That's
pretty
big.
excited for him to bring his touch to that. And honestly, because I know that this is kind of most definitely like the third and final chapter of the Guardians trilogy, within the MCU. Like I am looking forward to it because I think you're right. I don't think we see because Batista. I don't think he's coming back to play
Yeah.
Drax.
I think
he
Batista's
he's
even
done.
said he's not coming back if Gunn's not doing it.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana. I think all these actors are kind of done playing these roles. So we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a swan song for this group of Guardians. And if they do have the Guardians later, it'll be different characters. Different
But see, I'm falling into the same category that I think that you have been. Definitely with I know what you said with like Black Panther.
Yeah.
I've been burnt.
Right.
The whole phase 4. I've been
Yeah.
pumped to see these movies, and I am out there Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday. I'm out there that first weekend to pump money into this opening weekend for these movies.
Right.
And I've walked out of every one of them feeling kind of like, even the monster one, even Spider-Man. I walked out, and I'm one of the very few. I
Right.
walked out not liking it. So
I think
I don't know if I'm
especially
ready.
for me, it's because Phase 3 ended with Avengers Endgame, and Infinity War and Endgame were so good. And then just like by comparison, the entirety of Phase 4 was almost you could feel the MCU just kind of pushing the reset button. And stuff was scattered between theatrical and Disney Plus. So yeah, I think Phase 4 was kind of a mess. I hope they pull things together going forward, especially with the X-Men and Fantastic Four coming. I hope there's something to look forward to. But I don't know. I like this trailer, but I can see what you're saying. I mean, but I think this is it as far as these characters. So if and I think James Gunn has the ability to put these characters to bed in a way that's going to feel satisfying.
Yeah, now see, as much as like say for instance the Black Panther or Wakanda Forever trailer, I loved those trailers.
Yeah.
Those trailers hit a nerve. It's like a chord, I should say. That was like it drove me to the theater.
Right.
This one here, I mean, just like the Ant-Man movies, I have a hard time getting up for them. And I mean, I don't know when it comes out, I'm more likely I'm going to be at the theater. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Who you kidding? You went to go see.
But will I feel
Something I
jaded
haven't seen.
again?
Right. That's fair. I honestly think that the actual movies, the Guardians movies, are way better than the trailers that they put out for them.
I'm under the opinion that the movies themselves are subpar to the Marvel stuff. Like I don't think they're even. I mean, they're there, but they're there with the Ant-Man movies for me, and
What,
the
the
Ant-Man movies
Guardians?
are just there.
The Guardians movies are just there.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I watched them once or twice, and I'm like, the first one's really good. I think the second one is kind of meh. So that's why I think I'm wishy-washy on this here.
Okay. Well, let's move on to something you will really enjoy. You're a big fan of this franchise. You and I are both fans of this franchise. We used
Is
to
it
play
another
the.
Pratt movie?
It is
Are we
another
doing
Chris Pratt
back-to-back
movie.
Pratt?
We are. We're going back to back Pratt. I apologize, but we're gonna do it.
All right. Let's go.
Oh my. Okay.
not sure if you know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
Do you think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
How? Look at us. We're adorable.
Oh, I got this. No problem. Yes! Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Ah! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
There's a huge universe out there
Whoa!
with a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us. No pressure.
Rainbow Road.
Wahoo!
Dude, I loved everything about that.
Had you not seen that one yet?
I know I've seen it, and it just
Oh, you
made me
did, okay.
smile as much as the first time I watched it. I couldn't hold back on these trailers. I've seen
Yeah.
all of them.
And I hadn't seen any of them. That one, like, I really enjoyed that one. The Mario Karts, they showed more of the Mario oeuvre.
Yeah, every time he turned around, it was, the raccoon suit. It was
Yeah.
Donkey Kong and Mario, like on top of the actual game where they first met.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the fire flower.
and yeah. That was fun. And what's fun? It's all references from those initial like 3 games, the stuff that was on Super Mario All-Stars, that collection. And his association with Donkey Kong and stuff. This looks like a way better adaptation than the Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo movie that we got.
Oh, I don't think you got. Yeah, no. The fact that you brought that one up is an insult to this.
I'm probably
movie.
the only one that remembers that one.
We can dress up as Goombas for Halloween next year.
Yeah, that looked fun. Look, there's not a lot of trailers to like kids movies that come out or family friendly or whatever movies that I'm excited for. Like, oh, I've definitely got to see that. But this is one that like I have to go see it. I have to bring.
What is this pulling our strings?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there's even people saying, "Are we getting Smash Brothers in this? Are they setting up the Smash Brothers like movie in the future?"
Oh yeah,
Which would be fun.
that would be fun. I think.
If
I
this
think
is
if this is a
successful,
success,
I think we may.
oh yeah, and there's places to go, right? I mean, there's stuff with Luigi's Haunted Mansion because the Mario Nintendo stuff has been going on for so long that there's all these different directions I can take it, like storylines from Mario Galaxy and like yeah, all kinds of fun stuff they could do.
Yeah, because you're concerned. I remember the first trailer was, "Are we not going to? Is it going to be a Super Mario Brothers movie, but with no brothers?"
Yeah, yeah,
This
right.
trailer here, so I think solidifies the fact that they're going to be in it together. It's going to be
Yes.
the two of them.
Right.
Because we've seen him, Luigi with Bowser. Then we see Luigi always in trouble. He's like being sucked down this
know.
like tunnel, whatever he is, and Mario's coming after him to link up. And in the first trailer, he's running away from the freaking skeleton dudes and locking himself in the castle.
I know it's funny because Luigi historically is almost like, the princess is typically the damsel in distress that Mario has to save most of the time. But number 2 on that list is definitely Luigi. Luigi goes missing a lot.
Luigi is his bumbling brother.
Yeah, there was the Mario RPG and all kinds of stuff where Mario's like, okay, I got to go save my brother now.
Yeah, that looks like a ton of fun. I know both my kids seen the trailer, the original trailer, in the theater when we went and seen an early screening of Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
The Last Wish, and they're like, "Oh, I'm in." They're
Yeah.
like both saying when that comes out, we're in the theater again. So that's definitely on the list that we will be seeing opening weekend in this family.
Oh, here too. Yeah, definitely something to look out for. So it comes out in April. Definitely something we're going to be watching. This is another trailer. We didn't have this in the thumbnail here. So we're going to do a total of 5. This is the 4th one. This one I hadn't seen, and honestly was not on my radar as much because you were a way bigger fan of this franchise than I am. But this is the trailer for Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
I didn't even know this was coming.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all a dream.
Stand down. I'm not the one to fear, Prime. There is a darkness coming.
It was all a dream. Pull over! I'm not driving. And if you don't know, now you know. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. And if you don't know, now you know. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the clip, same number, same hood. It's all good.
Of all the threats from both your past and future,
Yeah. It was all a dream.
you've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
And if you don't know, now you know.
And it's in June, dude. It's my birth month. Dude,
Yes.
that's my kind of movie. I enjoyed everything about that.
Dude, I'll give that to you. That trailer was good.
I mean,
I
it has a feeling of the Michael Bay stuff in it, but it has a feeling of new stuff as well. It's gonna have giant robots fighting giant robots. Give me my popcorn. I'm ready.
I love the design of these because there's like, in my opinion, that's one of the things I dinged against the Michael Bay franchise is that a lot of the Transformers looked a little too similar. When in the cartoon, they're very distinctive. They had toys to sell, right? So they all look different. But these, it's like Optimus Prime looks like the Prime from the cartoon. Like Bumblebee's back from his movie. Doesn't look like, I don't know if it's necessarily a continuation, but a lot of these sequels are just kind of like loose continuations and not necessarily like a direct sequel to the last one.
Yeah, and I mean, I may be once again one of the odd people out. Like I enjoyed Bumblebee, his movie,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't think it was great. Like I haven't revisited it. I watched it once, never revisited it.
Yeah.
This one here, the minute I was Optimus Primal, the big
Mhm.
ape dude, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be cool.
Yeah, Beast Wars, which was like I think a series that started like in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. I think it was beyond the heyday of the original, 80s Transformers, but it's cool to see them. Their designs look good.
Yeah, everything about. I mean, they put together a great trailer between the
Yeah.
soundtrack, the way they mixed it all together. Uh, I want to see who is this that's coming. Like who is
Right.
Primal talking about that Prime hasn't seen in the past or the future. You know what I mean? That it's going to be this big of a conflict.
I know I don't know enough about the Transformers franchise. I know there was a big enemy that they fought in the Transformers the movie, like the first one, the animated one from the 80s. There was this kind of giant transformer that was like a world eater, almost like a Galactus kind of figure. So maybe it's something like that, but the female Transformer, I think she's appearing for the first time too. She looked great. She looks like she stepped right out of the cartoon too.
Yeah, yeah. When
Um,
she's on the side of the van, or
yeah,
she's saying at the end, no one girl's like, "This can't be real. This can't be real. This can't be real."
and she's just like, "Hey." I thought it was funny. Yeah, well, these movies they have potential to like have a lot of humor, have a lot of good action. As big as the Michael, and you and I feel differently about the Michael Bay movies. First four, I think. Did he make four of them?
I think with the last night
Yeah,
was
I
the
never
fourth
liked the
one.
action in them. I always thought the action was like too much going on screen. It was like the camera was too zoomed in for me to see anything. But this looks like it's shot in a way where you can understand like what's going on at all times, which I appreciate.
I just like big booming robots. That's always fun.
There you go. Looks like it's going to deliver on that.
Well, this one here harkens back to the first Transformers movie, which was, I think everyone can say was the best one of the Bay movies. But
I
it's
think
back
so.
to a boy and his car.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of when that movie was its best. I feel like they're reverting back to that idea again with this movie.
Yeah, I like that. So that's I missed when it's coming out. Is that going to be a summer release?
It's gonna be in June, yeah. My
June,
birth
yeah,
month.
that's
That's how I led with this. It's my
That's
birth
right,
month.
you
They're
did. I
giving me a
forgot already.
birthday present.
All right, got one more here for you. It's for a show that we are going to eventually cover on this channel. It's a second trailer to The Last of Us on HBO.
There we go. Let's hit it up.
No.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. Keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No? Your cargo.
Huh.
Why are you so important?
Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches, don't.
Okay.
If I'm taking you with me, do what I say when I say it. Got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far, then you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him? You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined. Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you're someone's. You trust me?
I know nothing of that game. Oh. And I am so jazzed for this
I am
show.
too, dude. What do you
It's
think?
like,
Because I know a little bit more about this franchise than you do, and you're 2 trailers into this show. What are you thinking?
oh well, saying that you know a little more than I do is saying that you can write, or paint the next Picasso, and I'm painting by number.
Right.
I the world, dude. I mean, these trailers are
Yeah.
setting up this show to be monstrous.
Yeah.
And every time I see something from it, every trailer that they put out, the more and more I'm like, I'm in. I'm sucked in all the way. Like I'm anticipating this show more than dare I say the Mandalorian season 3?
Maybe, yeah, because it's like we have probably a pretty fair idea what's coming from there, and this is something new. And the other Pedro Pascal, big budget thing. I agree with you, dude. Like, just the production value, like what they're able to capture on screen, how this thing is filmed, it just looks amazing. They put some money behind this production.
Oh, and it's an HBO project, so you expect them to. There's a quality
Yeah,
that HBO puts out, and it's a standard. And if
right.
I mean, they're good. Wow, I just left that trailer going, wow. Between the line, you're not family, you're cargo.
Right.
I mean, the way he said that so deadpanned is like he meant like every second of what he said was wow.
Yeah, and that's the character growth and the relationship between those two characters, addressing Joel's past because everybody's got a past before the world turned to crap. And the how important the character is. Gosh, I forget the character's name here. I'm drawing a blank, but it's the girl that travels with him.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason why she's so important, and I don't know, you probably caught this during the trailer. I didn't know if they were going to release this or
Was
not.
she bit or infected or something like that, but she never changed?
Right. Yeah, she was bit and she never changed. So she seems to have some kind of immunity to whatever this disease is that's been going around. The only one. So that's why she's so important. And it's kind of his mission to get her to a certain destination, and that's just kind of the simple premise. But what goes on around that, the characters they interact with, the troubles that they face, the character interaction and growth that they have between each other, it really made that first game, and I can't wait to see it. Brought
Yeah,
to
this
life.
is I'm ready for this. This looks like
Yeah.
so much fun.
So that's it. We're going to be covering The Last of Us coming up here in January. Hey, it's going to be rolling here quicker than we think. The holidays goes really fast. But yeah, we'll be covering that here on the channel, The Last of Us, and that's going to do it for our segment on all these trailers that were released. Big week for trailers.
It was
Usually,
quite a bit there. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
as a whole, what'd you think of the trailers that came out?
I kind of loved all of them in each in their own way. I mean, some more than others. I really loved the Last of Us trailer. I think Transformers was kind of better than I expected. And Mario is going to be a crowd pleaser for sure.
Oh, Mario's gonna be a
Um,
slam dunk.
yeah. So I can't wait. 2023 is going to be a fun year for movies, I think.
Well, I mean, we need some. I mean, we're kind of in a dry spout right now.
We
We've got
are.
nothing in the theater.
Surprisingly, it's the holiday season. There's not much going on as far as
Well, they
theatrical
pushed
content.
everything out so early. They didn't think long term. Like, okay, we've been sitting on these movies for so long. We
Yeah.
need to get them out. And you're like, oh, well, what about the holidays?